Uh-oh.
Well, the good/bad news is nobody will see or hear any of anything that we just did because my laptop died immediately after.
That is incorrect. We have to... Oh, there's 4 people. Well, the 4th person probably missed all that stuff. But we have to go kill Jim Maritato, Daniel Beckham, and... the 4th person left. I think they sensed the danger.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, only 4 people saw our folly. So
we gotta go figure out who the silent third is and then have them killed. Jim, I'm just going to give your package to somebody else. You're not going to need it anymore.
You don't get your mystery box anymore.
Sorry, buddy.
Okay, so for everybody who's tuning into the cross rip now, let me just quickly recap what has been happening here. Chris and I decided foolishly, and I say Chris and I mean I did. We decided to start doing video YouTube channel stuff, mainly because of what we're about to be doing right now, our Eaglemoss Ecto-1 subscription kits. The downside to that is my Spectrum internet. That's right, Spectrum. If you are listening, I am going to publicly shame you right now. My internet has been so horrible for the last month, 2 months, almost 3 months now at this point, and I don't entirely know why. They think that it's a new modem router situation, whatever. So
nope.
Nobody cares out there about that.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because they had all their bandwidth tuned for a world that was going to work every day, as opposed to everybody at home.
That would be my sense. But anyway, so Chris and I, just for the last half hour, had been attempting to do the video and audio podcast at the exact same time. And Chris was also Facebook Living at the exact same time, just so that everybody could see the train wreck. But so we're just going to go audio only on this. Next, our apologies to Eaglemoss. We're going to do a video, I swear, very, very soon here. But so we're now jumping back into this is issue 6 of the subscription kit. We are on stage 16. This is the front suspension and steering. And Chris and I have already done stage 1. Stage 1 was the stabilizer bar. We did all that during the complete meltdown that was the audio and video part of the podcast. Now we're on stage 2. We're working on the steering arms. And Chris, humor me because we're going to have to talk about everything that we just talked about a second time, which is okay because maybe we'll both be focused and we'll both be able to hear each other. That was the other thing, is the internet kept lagging in and out, and you and I were having half of a conversation. So again, for those of you who are new to this, we just sort of shoot the breeze while we do these here Eaglemoss builds, and we've got tons of Ghostbusters stuff we're going to be talking about. We're talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife scoring and the shooting that was happening last week in Los Angeles, and some merch stuff and plenty of stuff to talk about. But I know the topic that's on everybody's minds, because if you're watching on social media, you have been seeing it happen in real time, is scoring for Ghostbusters Afterlife has begun on the Sony Pictures studio lot. The Barbra Streisand scoring stage has been reopened from COVID, and they're in there, they're working. So Rob Simonson, who is the composer who has long worked with Jason Reitman, he's there, and he sort of tickled the ivories on an upright piano, which we can talk about in a second. But at the same time, Peter Bernstein is there, son of Elmer Bernstein, who was an orchestrator on the first film, the original film. He is there, and we're not sure to what capacity he's there, but Peter Bernstein is there, either supervising, consulting, helping orchestrate, helping transpose some of the music stuff to other instruments, whatever is going on. But it's super exciting, Chris. So I know that we're trying to make this sound natural, but you and I have had this conversation now. But some of the challenges that come from doing this during COVID is they're having to operate at very limited capacity. So Jason Reitman posts this photo of the string section, and there's maybe, 12, 15 strings there, and they're all 6 feet apart, obviously. And they're having to kind of go through this now, through the pandemic, and trying to get stuff to work during the pandemic, which has been really interesting to see. But so this now kind of helps with our discussion topic last week. What were they doing? What were they shooting? Were they doing reshoots? Were they doing inserts? That doesn't make sense if the movie is finished and picture locked. We now know that the movie is not finished. They're scoring it. They're working on it right now. So it is feasible that they have not picture locked, or they just picture locked. But we also know an exciting revelation from Fun Kelly on Twitter about what we talked about last week, these reshoots and all of the stuff that was happening on the Sony Pictures lot. There was another element to it that we didn't know about. They were shooting on location, out in the desert, which in our failed attempt at talking about this, Chris, you pointed out something about that desert. What did you say about the desert and sort of what it kind of looked like?
Oh, dry and dusty is very much, well, lots of Alberta, to be honest, by fall, but middle parts of where they were shooting in Alberta, that's a lot of what you saw in the hills around, was it Lethbridge area they said they shot? That's southern Alberta. It's where the Shandor mines were in the trailer that we've seen so far.
Right. That sort of the shot in the trailer where it's Phoebe and Logan Kim's character walking toward the Shandor mine gate, and you kind of see that dusty, Joshua Tree looking landscape. That's totally, I mean, you go an hour and a half outside of Los Angeles in any direction, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. Now, they shot in Alberta for specific access to resources and tax credit reasons and all that. But yeah, for pickup shots, especially since nobody's getting into Canada.
Right.
Next best thing, I guess, is...
that's a good point. Even if they wanted to pick these up in Alberta, they can't.
Not.
They can't do that. We're not allowed in Canada at the moment. And
to be honest, going and doing some pickup shots, I mean, the tax credit would still work in their favor and all that, right? The more money they spend there, they can add it to the accounting and scrabble it back in the tax credit. It's just that we're not... Despite thoughts to the contrary, we're not ready to open up the border to... America just yet.
I don't blame you.
Nothing personal, but it's a little personal.
I wouldn't either. If it was me and I was outside screaming to get in, I would not let me in either. So it's kind of cool. So we now know that they're putting finishing touches on this. It is kind of cool, Chris. You had mentioned, I don't want to steal your thunder, but it's nice to know that they're not just resting on their laurels. They're not just putting this movie on the shelf. They're fine-tuning things. They're using the time that they have now and putting whatever changes they need to put into it. And scoring now being that sort of final stage, the final part of the process. Once you've got the whole movie all wrapped up, you go into the scoring stage, you put that in there, and then you do a mix and you're all done. So it's kind of, they're nearing the finish line. Even though we thought they were close to the finish line back in March, April, it seems like they were not as far along as we thought they were. So now, thoughts. Do we need to go back and revisit the stuff that we talked about last week? I'm still working on the steering arm. Is that where you are?
Step 2? Yeah.
Yeah, I may be behind you because
we talked about Fun Kelly. We talked about the recording.
And she had mentioned that they were doing reshoots and promos. So it is possible that they could still be doing any of the stuff that we talked about last week. It could be a trailer. It could be a featurette. It could be a little something.
Something for Halloween, as some people are wishing.
We did not talk about, however, that the kids are a little bit older and they're revisiting an exterior location. Does this prove? I mean, I know we're doing our best not to speculate. But does this add a little bit of fuel to the speculation fire of maybe this is some sort of a postscript? Maybe this is some sort of a bridge to the next film? Or are we going to get... There were people on Twitter that thought that this is going to be like Back to the Future 2, where there's going to be a trailer for the next movie at the end of Ghostbusters Afterlife, which, I don't know, maybe it's possible. Maybe there's like a little post-credits tag scene that sets up the next thing.
Well, and the thing is it can set it up for whenever, right? Like, and actually, to be honest, you and I both know there's a history of movies that tease stuff at the end of it never comes to pass.
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers, the movie. One of those movies that is one of my guilty pleasures. Teases a sequel that absolutely positively will never happen in a million years for a
Buckaroo Banzai?
Buckaroo
Same
Banzai. Thing? Yeah, exactly. And I mean, to be fair, the original Ghostbusters sort of teased Slimer being on the loose at the end, and everybody sort of automatically thought, oh, that means they're going to do a sequel. But that was just sort of a lark that the that the team had done.
I never read that as a hint that mind you, I was 10 or 11. I didn't think of watching movies in those terms, right? Like,
yeah.
Hang on a sec. I need to orient myself with.
Yeah, do that. So I'm putting that 16D, the idler arm bracket. I'm now putting that onto the full part of the chassis frame here. That's where I'm at. I'm on
16,
figure B.
Figure B of step 2?
Of step 2, yeah.
Yeah, I got that one in, and now I'm looking at the other one, trying to figure out.
Okay, just figure C too. So so that just locks that in place. Great. So now I'm on step 3, fitting the steering pinion here.
Oh, man, I see how that. No, that's. Oh, that isn't. I don't touch this one yet. Okay, leave that one alone.
I am so bummed that the video portion of this didn't work, Chris. I'm sorry. This is just like we're gonna have to figure this out once the.
We will.
Once the technology gods have aligned here. So the scoring session, the one thing I did want to talk about, so Rob Simonson, who is Jason Reitman's longtime composer, worked on pretty much all of his films at this point, posted an Instagram video that really got me, I'm not going to lie, Chris, it made my week. It's been a really rough week, and that video just kind of made me happy. And literally all it is Rob, who has found an upright piano somewhere. He's got the title to Jason Reitman, Found the Piano, which we can read into in a second. But he just starts playing, a few measures of the Elmer Bernstein Ghostbusters theme. And it's amazing. And it's so good to hear on this kind of cool, old school piano that's, pretty run down. Looks like it's gotten a lot of use, a lot of play. And
it's a janky old upright, which have their own little echoey kind
sound,
of
tone
timbre to them.
Yeah.
Which really got me wondering. I mean, if they're finding it on the lot, it occurred to me, I don't know that I know offhand where Bernstein scored the original.
I think it was here in Los Angeles. I don't know that it was on the Sony lot, though, because that Sony lot didn't exist at that point.
Right?
But
so where did this piano come from? Well, the other thing is, though, is there a Columbia lot? That would have been what Sony is, right?
There was... So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to do my math, and I can hear Michael cringing. But the Columbia lot, I guess, the lot actually did exist back at that point. It was the MGM lot, and then I think Columbia had taken it over by 85 when Ghostbusters was made. So it is theoretically possible.
83?
Or 83, 83.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Now I know that Michael is 100% cringing. But
he's typing up a sternly but supportively worded email as we speak.
Every morning. It's possible that it could be the same piano that was used if they do have the same instruments that have just kind of been there.
They'll all sound, those uprights and all that will sound kind of the same, playing the same thing. But, man, there was just, it might have just been, the thrill of that particular sound that makes me kind of hope that. And he did say, I found the piano.
Could
just be. Because remember, Jason says the same thing about the car, and it's not the original car.
I
found the car. It was something else, right? So
but it is good to hear the theme. I mean, so my thought was, is this just Rob Simonson having some fun during a break and finding a piano and just sort of playing this little, bouncy rag that we've heard from the original Ghostbusters? Is this something they're using for the film? God, I hope so at this point. Like, I hope that the themes that we've heard in the original film are present some way, somehow. And I also hope that they're using that piano because, man, that thing is like dead on. It's like spot on.
The other thing, though, that I was trying to consider was, I don't know a piano will hold a particular tonal tune for 35 plus years. So I'm kind of like, that could really be wishful thinking there.
Oh, but, there are, instruments have personalities. I mean, you'll hear any musician will tell you that.
The other thing, too, is that piano, where am I trying to... Okay, that's the right one. because that particular sound may not have been used much, if at all, for other scores. And, Southern California, pretty darn dry and not terribly humid. I mean, a piano could maybe hold a tune for
quite a
while.
It could be maintained, or it could have continued being used for all these years and still has that same, like, maybe the more beat up, the better it sounds.
The other thing, too, is to factor in is who maintains it. If there's a particular, tuner guy that they hire and maintain, I'm talking about 35 years from when Bernstein recorded, but who knows? That same guy, same tools, same ear could have been coming in and tuning up that thing up until last year. Who knows?
The same union musician could have been working on it the entire time. That's true.
Right?
So it's very cool. I really do hope that we hear that main title theme from Ghostbusters that Elmer Bernstein composed.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, tell
that
me
one little bit. I didn't look it up. It's did he call it one of the themes? Like, is it?
He just kind of called it the main theme.
Yeah.
Walk, like the walk track when they're walking, after the
Can
library.
I tell you?
That's the
exactly. Well, that's just the thing. It's the track they used for the guys walking and talking.
Yeah.
If they come back in a new movie, what are you going to revisit for the guys? No, I'm not kidding. Right? Like, it is and the thing is that little refrain they had, can be played without too much changing to sound, perhaps a little older, a little tireder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think it'd be a nice revisit and update to, the characters.
I absolutely agree. Like, I feel like that's something that is a must. And knowing Jason Reitman and how, the reverence that he's shown for the original film, I have a strong suspicion that is something that he wants to do. Like, he wants to have that theme in there.
If they have to go back and show us stuff from between movies that we haven't seen before, that he could revisit it there again as an audio cue to the time and the place and the people we're seeing. They do it when it's about Egon. They could bring it back so they can make us all cry like little babies.
Which is their goal. Yeah. All right, so I'm moving on. I'm on step 4 now, adding in the steering column. Are you there yet? Okay.
No, I'm on 3, and I thought I was ahead of you.
What
the hell, man?
Come on, man.
What the hell? What are you doing? Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you guys have molasses kisses? Halloween molasses kisses in the States?
Are they like molasses cookies?
Nope.
No. Then no, I don't think we do. Molasses kisses.
Molasses kiss. Oh God! Don't tell me it's upside. How did I manage?
Are they like Hershey kisses, like tiny little candies?
How does that? Oh, how did I manage to? That piece can't fit any other way.
Oh no.
No, seriously, the holes. It can't fit any other way. What the hell are you?
What happened? Again, this is where I wish we had the video. Now I could be looking and seeing what you're looking at.
Figure A. So that's 16G, the pinion base.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have the teeth coming out of the bottom there? No?
Hang on. Yeah, the piece is in right. Yeah.
Boy, I'm actually kind of glad I don't have video for this. I'm just having to...
Okay, and then I put 16H, which is the steering pinion, through the base. It comes up the other side. Oh, I'm a giant idiot. I'm mad at it because it's got a shape. It's not a circle. It's got one of the squared off sides so it fits only one way.
Yeah.
And I'm yelling at that pinion piece because it's pointed the wrong way. It's not affixed. It rotates. Just spins.
Yeah, it spins. It spins around.
I'm a giant idiot.
It doesn't really move that easily, which is kind of concerning. I'm wondering if I tighten something a little too tightly here, but
the pinion base, the
yeah. The whole steering column here, it's very
wobbly.
Needs
Mine's
some
a
oil.
little wobbly.
Oh, see, mine isn't wobbly. Mine is just too tight.
Oh, okay.
It's not really moving.
I don't know. What'd you screw up?
probably everything at this point. Would not surprise me in the slightest.
While we wrestle with this, do you want to rattle through the merch news that?
Yeah. So
there's a lot,
because there was a lot. There was the Urban Outfitters thing, which kind of popped out of nowhere. We saw them go up for sale, and then is it Joshua Vides?
Vides, yes.
Vides. I'm not cool enough to know my fashion.
I don't either.
But so Urban Outfitters has about 4 T-shirts, a sweatshirt. They are promising, sweats and other items that I haven't seen pop up in the store yet, and all, kind of cool. Like, it's Urban Outfitters. They're all kind of hipstery designs, So you've got one that's the Ecto-1 license plate. You've got one that's got the Ghostbusters logo on the front. And a kind of a stylized proton pack cyclotron on the back.
They got a hoodie that I would never wear because it looks like it has the worst grease stains ever on it, but that's just me.
Is that what those are supposed to be? Grease stains? That was the thing.
I don't think so. I think it's supposed to be slime stains, but it's just it's made to look like the gray hoodie is wet with something, and to me that just always reads as I got some bacon fat and I can't get it out. Not that I've had experience with that.
But that is Urban Outfitters. You pay for that. You pay for the extra weathering that comes on your clothing. So
bacon fat weathering. Awesome.
I mean, you and I are joking around, but it is cool to see places like Urban Outfitters doing these installations. And it reminds me of like when, Answer the Call came out, and Bait had their lineup, and Nas had his lineup, and New Era had a whole bunch of caps and things like that. So I'm really excited and hoping that we start seeing a whole lot more of that kind of merch as we get closer to the March release of Afterlife. But
hey, I wanted to ask you, are you feeling better now? Because you were all upset that the Elements skateboard stuff sold out, but it turns out they were just selling out of people who were, I guess, promising they'd have it and may not have had it.
Yeah, so that popped up because you and I last week we talked about the Element skateboards, and I was ho-humming about, I'm never going to get it. I can only find it in Scandinavia. And then literally 24 hours later, Element put them up on their main website in their store for North America. And so I ordered my board. I got my 8-inch logo board. I thought about getting the Zool Cruiser, but that was just one purchase too many, especially during a pandemic when I got to be conserving money. But I got
will
it.
say, not only did you get your board, but for people who don't want to shell out for the whole board, there's now the option of the...
you can just get the deck by itself.
I was talking about that before, yeah. Not the deck, but the grip tape too.
Yes.
So say you have your own board, you can resurface the top side with your own Ghostbuster grip strip.
I mean, that was something that sort of popped in. I think it was the Tactics website. One of the skate shops had like Slimer green wheels and like the grip tape and a few other things that like showed that they were going to be available for order and then kind of disappeared. And so now, Element has all of those items up for grabs. And unfortunately, the discounts do not apply to the complete decks. Like I learned foolishly, so you don't get your first 15% off on the skateboard. But so hopefully that's coming soon. And I'm stoked. I'm glad that I was able to get one of those, because that was one of those where I was like, I guess I don't need it, and then it went up for sale, and I was like, I need that. I need to get that now.
I'm stuck inside. I don't know if I'll ever go outside again, but I need that.
But I need a skateboard. Yeah,
I need a skateboard. Mind you have the area for it, man. So
yeah, I mean,
actually, I shouldn't badmouth Vancouver, because it never really snows here all that much. It's more rainy. Vancouver's not bad as a board destination either.
Oh, you know what I didn't realize is the engine is going to be fitted onto the chassis in this step too. I got to grab the engine. Hey,
the engine.
Yeah, tell everybody about. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, do you want to talk about Adam Savage? While I
yes, I'll go talk
about Adam Savage while I go off mic for 2 seconds to grab the engine. Stand by.
Okay, should be well known to anybody listening. Mr. Adam Savage from MythBusters. moved over to, what is it, the test lab, and he has his own one-day build things. He's got his own channel and all that sort of thing. Big Ghostbusters fan. I think we reported on many years ago that he was a real big fan of how the Ghostbusters community was very big on sharing their work and their specs. He said that's not something typical to the prop community, and he's made himself, I think, most all the Ghostbusters props.
Yeah, he's made like a pack and a PKE meter. A trap. He made a trap. That's one of the other videos he's done. Yeah,
that's another one. But they he wanted to redo his goggles, and I guess he did it in resin last time, and it was kind of cracking on him. So he used this as an excuse. It was a bit mislabeled because it was like Ecto goggles. Build in one day, Ecto goggles. Yeah. The one-day build was actually fixing his little old-school vacuform table, which is really cool. I really want I want two things in life right now. I want a vacuform table, and I want a sandblaster cabinet. I'm really turning into an old man.
He's got all the cool tools. I mean, it's Adam Savage, so of course he has all the cool stuff. But his workshop, I think Sean Bishop looks at those videos like, I need that, I need that, I need that. Yeah.
So what he did is he rebuilt it. He made himself a buck. He showed people how to make an Ecto buck, that was cool because he carved himself out. It's something I see 3D modelers do too, where you kind of do top and side and front, and you sort of shape and carve down your piece to what you need it to be. But yeah, he built himself a buck of the Ecto goggles housing, and pulled off a bunch of pulls, to use the terminology.
Yes,
I screwed that one up.
Pulls from the mold.
Pulls and pulls.
Right. Yeah. Pulled some pulls.
Pulled some pulls. Yeah, and that's as far as he got. So I suspect probably fairly soon he'll do another one-day build, and the one-day build will be him assembling all the other pieces onto some of these things. Now, what surprised me is I didn't see it. You said he had been visiting the Afterlife set?
So yeah, if you go to his IMDb page, and this is something that was brought up quite a while ago, and I was like, well, that's weird. Maybe he just did a set visit or something, and we just haven't seen it. But
I remember this now.
On his IMDb page, he has a photo of himself in front of the farm that we see, in the trailer.
Yeah. Okay, no, I don't remember this.
Yeah, so Adam Savage was there. I don't know if he was filming a segment for his show or for what purpose he was there, but the photo is up on his page. And
he still works doing effects stuff, right?
He still does effects stuff. Yeah, he still builds props.
And he's a practical guy. He goes back to the last era of practical. It's possible maybe he was doing some practical work.
He could have popped up there just to sort of help or consult or do something. Yeah, because his original job was at ILM, and he was working on these films that we've come to know and love. So it's quite feasible that that's what he was doing. But
which would be kind of cool.
Yeah. So at any rate, and other people have pointed out in other videos, he has kind of like a prototype looking proton pack in the background of his videos that possibly kind of looks like something that might have been either inspired by Afterlife or directly from Afterlife. So I think it's kind of cool that Adam Savage, who we know is a Ghostbusters fan, like all of us, is continuing to do so and might have some sort of tie somewhere somehow into Afterlife.
Holy crap! We're about to attach the engine here, man.
I know, and I'm actually kind of I don't see where these IM screws go in. Am I totally blind? Where does this?
Which ones?
IM.
Oh, I got better.
It goes into...
Oh, God, we really need some sort of lift or something for...
Oh, I see. It goes right there. Okay, there's a little recessed thing that's right there. Okay, I didn't see that. I'm blind. I'm so glad that, I finished my drink out of pure stress and frustration earlier.
I hope you can guide me. Oh, yes, there's the two little... Okay, so there's the two there's struts that go into the...
And
it pops it nicely into the housing on one side. Wow,
Nikes.
Yeah, okay, everybody, we got to get the video up and working because we're officially getting to the stage where it's kind of cool to show off
this is like
stuff going together here.
I dropped one of the IM screws into the carpet. It is gone into the Berber carpet.
Do you have more IMs?
Yeah, they give you. I'm sure they give you at least one extra. So I got that. We're good. So Adam Savage, stay tuned. Maybe we'll be seeing more from him leading up to the film.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny part, too, is if he was somehow involved in it and he's doing a one-day build of the goggles, he could also be setting up to be kind of do some stuff in conjunction. Yeah, like you say, for his show, but as part of the promo push, right? Like,
what shows does he still have? Is Tested still a show? Like, what shows does Adam Savage still have?
I don't know. Is Tested still a thing? I haven't seen it in a while. I'll be honest, when he first started it, I did not have a child, which meant I did not pay a lot of attention to things like channels on YouTube and subscriptions to them. But that was one that, now that I'm kind of at that stage finally, I would have definitely signed on for and subscribed, and then would have been alerted now and then when he was doing something.
So yeah, it's possible.
It might be on hold too, just for, because he did mention it even in this video. He's basically there by himself because, COVID. So Tested may just be on Test Lab, or what Tested may just be on hold.
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
And maybe he's doing these prop builds because that's all he can do at the moment.
That's true too.
That's all he's able to do. Poor guy.
Man, the steering column moves the wheels. This is so cool. I don't know how to get a grip on this engine to screw this piece in.
I feel like I'm gonna feel more. I'm gonna feel better about this once I get this LM screw in that holds the other piece in.
LMs. How did you?
That's the last part here.
I should have properly pre-tapped these things. Damn it.
We should talk about. I want to get to Coming to America too, because I know that's going to be a fun discussion. But we should also talk about the commission art that our role-playing game characters got from.
Yes. Not by us.
Not by us. Yeah, it was very cool. That's kind of like the first time that's happened, that somebody commissioned art of characters that we did on our Resurrection game. And even Mr. John Yerkeba was like, I wish I would have listened to the episode before because I didn't know you guys had like your own Ecto and all these things that happened to you guys. I would have incorporated that into the artwork.
Yes, well, John's, when we contacted him about it, I didn't want to give too much away, so I basically told him the thing I thought kind of would stand out in the the little podcast art window best, which was
the fish market.
You and I as a close-up. Yeah, and the fish market seemed like the one, the least spoilery ghosts.
The real big fish market. Let's, yeah.
I like the idea of a ska fish market. I really do.
A ska fish market, yeah. I realized I don't know his real name. I think we only know his kind of like pseudonym. It's Voratony, Vorratony, Voratony.
Isn't it Anthony?
Is it Anthony? Because he even signed the art, Voratony. So
yeah, and actually, it was commissioned. He did it, but it was commissioned by someone else. And you called me on my phone because of the technical mix-up.
Yeah, it's and same thing. I don't think I know. Or wait, maybe I do know his name. Is that? Well,
I could bring my laptop back online here, and
no, it's one of those things again. Like everybody, we know you by your handles on Twitter, so it's Kamikaze UK, but I don't know. I know his real name. I'm so sorry, man. I know your real name.
Not today. It's too late. There's been too many technical problems.
Yeah. Yes, as you may have. Surmised at the beginning. So anyway, yeah, there we go. Banner and profile pic by Voratony.
It's super cool. When I saw it, I was like, no, you have to come back out again. Stupid screw.
Not pre-tapping I
am pre-tapping.
Oh, you are? Okay.
But I'm pre-tapping because I started by, there we go. Thank God. I'm pre-tapping with the extra. Because I put the other screws in the chassis housing for them, and they're not coming back out short of me shaking them out. And I'm like, we got the extra. I'll just use the extra to pre-tap.
I feel like I'm really tightening this down because I feel like the engine only being held on by 3 screws is kind of, it worries me a little bit. So I'm just going to tighten these up a little bit more.
Where'd that come from? Pop something off. Some hose exhausty thing. I popped it off. Now I can't.
There's I have a couple of those, like ones that came off the distributor cap here. There's two that are hanging still. We've got like the one hose, the one long black hose is still hanging, and then this blue hose that's kind of near the distributor cap is still hanging, which I think we're hooking in to something later down the line. But and then we also have two hoses here that we've got to put into place. Where's my tweezers? So Coming to America.
Thank you for the art.
Yes, thank you for the art.
We should finish off. The art was a real nice surprise. And hell yeah, we're definitely going to have to do more now. Actually, we're going to have to do more just so John can get excited and do more art for us too. I'm all in favor of people doing art of our nonsense.
Just for the art. Yeah, exactly. Selfishly, just to see that is awesome.
I've never had fan art before. I'm really, really digging it.
I was taken aback. I was like, oh, that's very nice of him. Like, I can't believe that actually was, something everybody out there is cool. That's the thing.
It's a commission. He paid for it. So cool that he paid for it. Support your local artist. But yeah, we should send him patches or something. You know what? DM us. We're going to send both of you patches.
Yes.
And don't anybody try to pretend to be them. We know who they are on Twitter. We just can't get names right now.
I'm plugging hoses into.
I feel so weird that I'm like holding a tiny chassis like a baby trying to put screws in place.
I'm working on trying to get these hoses into the power steering pump, and it's not going well.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I can't let you have this car on the road again with the brakes that way, ma'am. It would be irresponsible of me.
The one thing that I will also say is that I'm glad that because we are not doing the video right now, I don't have to worry about the top-down camera and keeping things in frame, so it can just like...
Yeah, so you can manhandle it.
Yeah.
All right. So I got the engine that I am. Yup. And the LM. Oh, that goes in the middle bit there. Okay.
Yeah, the LM is what holds that sort of that final piece to the T-hook at the top. These hoses are just not cooperating. Come on, hoses. All right, so Coming to America 2. We need to talk about this. So
do we?
We do.
You seem very excited about it.
Well, I'm not excited about it. I'm just kind of...
Or do you think it's more fuel for the discussion about if stuff's moving on us?
It is. I think it is because... So Paramount is sort of an outlier in all of this. Paramount keeps feeding all of their movies to Netflix, Amazon Prime. Warner Brothers has been doing the same thing lately. Like, it's the only way that they can get their content out and still sort of recoup some of their money on these investments is by putting it into, like, all right, I'll put it on Netflix and we'll take whatever revenue we get from Netflix, or I'll put it on Amazon Prime and we'll take whatever revenue I can get from Amazon Prime. I feel like Coming to America is another one of those where it was a movie that had been running kind of in tandem with Ghostbusters Afterlife, production-wise, timeline-wise, everything was very similar on it to Ghostbusters Afterlife. I don't think in terms of audience and what's writing on it, it's similar. I think it's it kind of more akin to like a Bill and Ted Face the Music. It's a smaller film that fans of the first one are definitely going to go see. It may not end up getting a larger audience outside of that, which thankfully Bill and Ted Face the Music did and continues to doing well with the Nielsen ratings in terms of online sales. But I saw, and in fact, a couple of people texted me as soon as Coming to America ended up getting bought by Amazon Prime and will be coming out on the service in December. Everybody said, so is Ghostbusters next? Is Ghostbusters coming direct to Amazon? I was like, no, I still don't think so. I still think that they're holding firm. And particularly now that we know that they're still finishing the movie, like why would they rush it and put it up to a distributor on streaming if they're still working on it right now? So all of the people to that one Twitter account that's like, this movie's going to be out on Amazon Prime by Halloween. It doesn't look like it because they're still working on it right now, and it's October 14th as we're recording this. So, like, there's no possible way that that's going to happen. I still think, and we've talked about it now for a few weeks, so I don't want to keep treading over old territory here. I still think that they're going to hold strong to that March date as long as they possibly can.
Let's put it this way. I think more people know and are interested in seeing a new Ghostbusters in theater than Coming to America.
And not to belittle Coming to America, which has like...
It's not about belittling.
Yeah.
It was a big hit too. Little hoses.
I know, these hoses are ridiculous to...
I'm trying to get light in there so I can see what I'm doing. Aziz, light!
Aziz, light! Is anybody still on the Facebook Live?
No, it died ages ago.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's just the technical fun just never ends. It died. I tried to restart it, and it just wasn't. No, no. No, Troy.
So let this be for everybody that out there keeps saying like you guys should do a YouTube Live or a Facebook Live or
one of these days.
One of these days, we're working on it.
We're trying, man.
Yeah.
We're trying.
It's really difficult to troubleshoot technology things when you're trying to get these stupid hoses into the power steering of your model. Oh, no. And then that side came out, and that side came... Oh, these sides are coming out. Dag nabbit.
Dag nabbit.
Why are these hoses more difficult than the other ones were? I don't understand.
I'm not trying to... I am absolutely 100% not trying to denigrate Coming to America. I just think they are, in terms of... After all this time, mass market. Because the other thing is, remember, the first one came out, it's one. It came out, in between the two Ghostbusters movies. Ghostbusters had 2 movies and 2 cartoons.
Yeah.
And a reboot. So...
I mean, Coming to America has kind of had a resurgence. They did that McDowell's pop-up restaurant a couple times, and I know that the Variety article that I read about Coming to America too did point out that they had a big tie-in with McDonald's that was planned, and I think it was Johnny Walker, one of the alcohol brands had a tie-in too, and that's being sold over to Amazon as part of this deal. Ghostbusters has quite a bit more than that. Ghostbusters has the toys, maybe a fast food tie-in, maybe some edible,
some edibles. What do you think this
maybe
movie's
some edibles.
about?
Well, it is. Dan Aykroyd has been getting into a variety of businesses now, and
Paul Rudd may partake. We don't know.
But grocery items, Twinkies and cereals and all sorts of stuff. I'm going to call that hose good enough.
I got one more connection to make myself, and it's real... The punchline is I have to go back in the books because that connecting arm was sitting, not screwed into this thing, but sitting over one of the pegs for the connector hoses. So I think I may have skipped a step back then and didn't properly... I have to go back now and find out what type of screw it is to put it...
Where that screw is missing?
Or, I could just pick one that looks about right and jam it in there. I'm sure that'll work too.
They all are pretty similar. Okay, so I'm turning the wheels and I am seeing the steering rod turn.
Same here. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic.
Super awesome.
I'm also glad to be finally putting this wheel on something because I've been so concerned about losing all of these pieces since day one of this thing.
Which steps were the engine? This is chassis. Oh, there's engine.
And then
Hello,
LM
engine.
goes in there. Hello, engine.
Show me the bit I'm looking at here.
Senor engine. Look at that wheel going on there. What else has been going on in pop culture, man? I feel like it's been kind of tumultuous otherwise, and pop culture has been taking a backseat. I've been playing Star Wars Squadrons, which has been sort of my catharsis at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I just go and try to blow up some TIE fighters and run some missions for the multiplayer and it's been a whole lot of fun.
Shout out to Mr. Dan Amrick, who's been I think he just said he just finished it
in VR.
Yeah. I did screw it up. It's supposed to be an EP screw, and I skipped it. I just went past. I said, you know what? It looks like it fits there, and I put it over one of the connector hose pegs.
But hey, that's like a good mark for Eaglemoss, that you can just go back to the book and you know exactly where to head.
I know exactly. I found it, and the other thing is I got my big. There it is. One sad and lonely little EP screw. Just I thought it was the extra because they gave us so many extras, and it's like crying to itself to sleep at night. Why does he not love me? When will I fulfill my purpose? You finished Squadrons. I was thinking about getting Squadrons.
It's a whole lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of fun.
I missed the original X-Wing TIE Fighter days, and that was a lot of fun. So
I was gonna say, I feel like that's 95% of why it is so much damn fun is because it's X-Wing. It's X-Wing with next generation graphics and console gameplay, and I mean even down to the way that the characters, you interact with the story and the characters. Man, I mean it's. I just lost another screw into the carpet. Tonight is not my night, guys. Gosh, LM.
Can I? Man, I know what to get you. When's your birthday? No, don't tell me unless you don't want people to know. Is it soon? Relatively soon? Is it in the next quarter?
Past. No, yeah.
Shit. Well, fine. I know what I'm getting you for Christmas then. Is I'll buy you one of those
metal detector?
No, the mechanic magnet wands. The little telescoping arms and a big magnet on the end, and that's how you pick up screws that you drop in the.
Yeah.
In real life, you use it to get that screw you dropped into the engine or up off the floor where you don't want to bend over and pick it. In here, it's to get the fantasy tiny screws. Well,
I'm having... Oh, there we go. It snaps on that way.
Get in there, hose. We need T-shirts. It's like, I assembled the Eaglemoss Ecto-1, and all I got was a 1/18 scale die-cast Ecto in this T-shirt.
We need T-shirts that say, I listened to two guys assemble the Eaglemoss 1/18 scale.
All right. You got the wheel on?
I do not have the wheel on. I'm working on that right now.
At the wheel stage.
This wheel's not going on there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Are you getting delirious in there?
Yeah, it got a little Prince in... Oh, God. Please tell me we didn't do this one backwards, too.
Wow, this is... What did I do wrong? Oh, no. Oh, no.
What?
Well, the little thing, the little, like, plastic part that's to be the air intake for the tire, I broke it. It's gone.
Oh, no. Did you force it?
Gone.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
They're not real tires. You don't have to inflate them ever.
I know. But the rim just isn't fitting onto the tire correctly, and then that means that it's not connecting to the axle here.
Yeah, that feels like something might be...
Something's wrong here. Hold on. I mean, the tire's not inside out, is it? No, the tire's fine.
Nope.
All right, let me try this other LM. If I lose this LM screw, I'm in...
You're screwed?
Deep shit. Literally. Yeah, I'm screwed.
I was asking you in the technical thing before everything died on us there, if you have Apple TV, if you were watching Ted Lasso.
No, I have not been watching Ted Lasso, and I also want to watch the Bill Murray film, but I don't think it's out quite yet. They keep showing commercials for it, but I don't think it's out there and available.
Bill Murray? I thought it was.
Is it? The one with he and Rashida Jones?
Yeah. I'll have to double check. I thought it was. But I haven't gotten to it yet. That might be a holiday watch for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good holiday movie. Why not?
But I'll tell you right now, Ted Lasso, well worth watching.
I love some Jason Sudeikis, and I love soccer, and it all makes sense.
it's really good. Maria and I are watching it together, and it's funny, and it's like Jason Sudeikis decided, enough of the ugly American, fish out of water stories in the UK or Europe or whatever, and he's, he'll focus on, instead of the weird coaching stories and all that, and like what oh wow.
Yeah,
I think I begin to see.
I'm having a really tough time with this. Why am I having such a tough time with this? Why
screw not go in?
It's like the screw doesn't connect with the chassis. This LM screw doesn't feel like it's long enough. What am I doing wrong?
Well, I can see that. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. Does that? Okay. Does that slide down enough?
Yeah, the LM screw doesn't connect with anything here.
I'm just kind of walking back through it here to see what I can see.
Oh no. All right, well, I'm going carpet searching for screws now. Stand by.
Ho.
The other LM screw just hit the ground.
Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da. Hope. Why aren't... Oh, wow, okay. Well, I think I may have solved the mystery of this one.
I think this is the LM screw. You solved the mystery of it? How did you get it to fit in there?
You gotta, when you put it on, I have it up on its side, so sitting on the wheel, the brake drum that's not getting a tire right
drum,
now.
Yeah.
I've got my thumb under the drum. Oh wow, even now it's like there's a bit that's just not quite popping into place. But I keep my thumb there, and then I was pushing down on the hubcap, and yeah, the screw managed to bite, and now I've actually got it turned in a couple of times, and it's actually holding.
Oh, good. Okay, so maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'm just not applying enough pressure. Let's see.
Maybe tomorrow we'll just keep moving on.
What else is happening on the merch side? There were a few other merch things, if I remember correctly.
Well, I'd look it up, but our chatter about it was on the phone that I'm currently talking to you on. Trying to think of what there was. Oh, the Sideshow Collectibles.
Oh, the Paul Shipper print. Yes. Yeah. So for, I think it's $95 US, Paul Shipper, who is an amazing artist, a very Drew Struzan movie poster.
Yeah, Drew Struzan style, like kind of pastel, or not pastel, but like color pencil photorealism kind of.
I was gonna say photoreal. That's the draw to his artwork. Is he's unbelievable. Okay, there we go. I got the wheel on. Thank goodness.
$95, limited to 350 of them, I think. Or was it 250? Low.
Low. I think 350. But also you can get the framed editions for like another $100 on top of that, where they put it on the mat and the frame.
Is that right? It's the 95. I thought maybe the 95 was the.
I think the framed version was like $295. It was like.
Oh wow! You know what? Let me double check while you tighten up the screw there, man.
Tighten that screw, man. Oh, this little cap part fell out of something.
I set it to not post the video, and it.
Oh, I see. It fell off of here. Okay.
Oh, good. A 10-second clip. Oh God, I'm gonna hide that.
What was that? Oh, for the Facebook.
It was live. Yeah, it's a 10-second clip of me eating Halloween candy, going, "Oh, we lost Troy," basically.
Yeah.
There it is. Ghostbusters fine art print. Yes, you're right. $95, 350, signed and embossed.
And amazing.
So that's pretty sweet.
The art is great. I mean, it's the four guys: the Temple of Zool, the Terror Dogs, Gozer, Dana as Zool in the red dress, Lewis in his blue polyester shirt. It's just all awesome. I mean, the Paul Shipper is. I maintain that if they're gonna do a Drew Struzan type poster for this movie, it needs to be Paul Shipper. Please, for everything that is holy, let Paul Shipper do this poster. And maybe this is his audition. I don't know.
Could be.
All right, just got to get this Cadillac logo in there. Just gonna give it a little hammer. Okay.
I'm looking through our stuff here. I didn't watch it yet, but Mr. Bob Cronin has a YouTube-y thing with Dennis Ball. Have you seen that?
No,
He's got a little talking tennis ball character. But anyways, he had Miss Robin Shelby on.
Oh, I think I did
jokes.
see this. That he was he was doing dad jokes, and he had her pop on to help with help spread a little bit of goodwill lately because everything is terrible.
What are we at for time? Do you want to do stage 17 as well? Because it's literally
the other tire. I feel like we should do it. Yeah, we're about an hour in, and that's without our complete meltdown that nobody will ever see or hear. So yeah, let's get that other tire on there just for symmetry's sake here. So we're going to move on to this is stage 17, which is the right front wheel and tire.
Oh, it has hoses though. It's trapped.
What?
It's a trap.
The hoses. All right. Well, we'll plow through. It's fine.
What else was I? Did you see the thing about the Sega sound designer?
No.
What was that? He put his. So what was Sega? 16-bit?
Yeah, the Genesis was 16-bit at that point. Yeah.
So whatever the.
And before that was the Master System, which was the 8-bit console.
Whatever the 16-bit MIDI system that that console had, he released online off of his cassette tapes that he had. He ripped an old rough sketch, as he calls it, of music for Ghostbusters, for the Ghostbusters.
Oh, really?
Game.
For the Ghostbusters game? I didn't see that. That's cool.
And that would be the. Oh man, I'm glad I was about to say my cat free reflexes had nothing to do with it because I dropped the bag, but I saw it going, so I got it back.
You were able to grab it. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. If you want.
Yeah, that game.
I'll send you the link. You can. Yeah, it's the Sega one that in Japan, the side scroller, with the really cool looking guys.
And so much. It didn't have Winston, which I know was kind of a point of contention. But
was
a fun game. I mean,
but as a game was heads and shoulders above everything else at that point.
I do have a soft spot for the David Crane, Commodore 64 original Nintendo Entertainment System version, but this was like a more but this was more like a traditional, side scroller, getting power ups, advancing level to level. The story cutscenes, I mean the sort of interstitial graphics that they had were really awesome. And the music was really good. That's cool. I'm glad that kind of resurfaced because the music was a lot of fun.
Put out a little demo of it, which was very cool.
It was not the Ghostbusters theme. I do remember that. It was
no.
Weird. It's not.
It's kind of styled to fit, but oh god, these things again. Okay, so that's the outside.
We meet again at last.
Made in. Oh, maybe it's.
Yeah, so I'm just putting the CM screws here into the rim of the tire.
That looks crappy, so I'm going to make that side the outside, assuming they're identical.
I'm pretty sure they are, but one side it looks sort
crisper
of
than the other, right?
Yeah, they kind of give you that little bit that you can see a little better. The Firestone logo. Yeah,
it's like the other side is like, you might see it sort of, so it kind of has to.
Yeah. See that inside of the wheel, but that's cool. Yeah, I mean, all of these. There have been a few leaks now for the old school Nintendo, from the developers and all of their toolkits and style guides and some of the sprites and things like that. And it's tough because it's like it's still a leak even though it's 35 years old. But it's also really cool to see all of these things as they developed, and
it's a leak, but at that point, money made on the product. It's over and done with. There's so many emulated versions out there now. There's nothing to protect. So if these guys put the stuff out, I think most companies just see it. They just see it as some sort of free goodwill with the fans.
Yeah.
Unless it's embarrassing.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say unless it's something like, oh, we had a terrible character that we never wanted the world to see, and now the world has seen it.
Or folder went out with pornography on it, which
or something
I've actually
horrible.
heard in a couple of games.
No, that's terrible.
Pro tip, young developers: don't store your pornography on the build environment. That's not a good idea.
That's those are the types of things too, where you hear and you're like, who would think that was ever a great idea? Like. The people that work at the studio system and they're downloading stuff on BitTorrent, and you're like, well, you're on the studio internet. Like everybody knows what you're doing.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I used to work when I first started working in video games. This has nothing to do with snooping or spying, but it always impressed me as the things technical people can do that most people have. They can always do more with computers than no matter how good you are at computers, than you think can be done with computers.
Yeah.
This guy was a programmer, Eastern European. I didn't get to know him really well, sort of thing. But that was at the time Doom was going full bore around the offices. And, there was one day where he just initiated some sort of mass blue screen of death in the office in the middle of a Doom match. Just the sound, man. Oh, my God. You've never heard 3 floors of game developers all cry out at once. But, yeah, it was just, that was his thing. He never talked about it, but his background was, I think, a little shadier computer-wise.
All right, well, I got that other wheel on. There we go.
Right, you're a bit ahead of me. I'm getting the hubby cap on.
Nice. I feel, having just done the other wheel, maybe it's good that we did this back to back, because it's like, oh, now I'm using the same trick as you. I put it down on the table, giving myself that little bit of leverage and using gravity to aid me.
Gravity.
So I'm going to work on these crazy hoses.
Are you watching any Halloween stuff yet? I mean, it's that time.
Not yet.
No?
We watched The Addams Family and Addams Family Values.
Have you watched the new animated, the CGI?
Oh, yes, we did. We watched that.
Really good.
Take it back. We watched that a few days ago, and it's fun. It's a whole lot of fun. I feel like Charlize Theron is the only kind of you're not that great at Morticia, but everybody else is perfect.
She was okay, but everybody else was great. Nick Kroll.
Nick Kroll as Fester.
You sunk my battleship.
But my daughter laughs every time, and we still come back to it of the, pardon me, I just tooted. Also, we're at that age where fart jokes are really funny, and I really enjoy it.
Good for her. They're making I know a guy here in town who's actually he worked on that one. And
they're doing a sequel? Fantastic.
Next Halloween there will be a sequel to it. It did well enough.
It was, and it had a great message about, being yourself and
I've said it before, I'll say it again, that Christina Aguilera song that they played at the beginning. Oh, that is a Halloween classic right there.
It's a fun song. It does sound a lot like the Mulan song that she just did too, which we have been hearing over and over and over.
I haven't watched Mulan. What it reminds me of is I put a spell on you by Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Yeah,
right down to the microphones they recorded it on, and all just to get that sound. It's just or filters. I don't know. But oh wow, 2 tires! Oh my God, this thing's gonna be huge.
Yeah, we got a big car coming our way here. This is...
I just realized, looking at it and looking down in the bag, we've been working on the... Like, my brain, we've had the tire. I know how big the tire was. But in my head, I was like, oh, and this is the chassis. This is half the chassis. There's another half that we have to affix to this one.
I'm curious how the body of the actual car is going to come. Like, if we're going to get one full piece of the body that just sort of overlays, or if that's going to come in pieces that are going to...
Well, I guess there might be a way to hide it, but then at this scale, it really wouldn't look right. And it's not a model. It's not like we're going in and filling in stuff. So there would always be that connecting seam, right? Wherever you put it. Unless they can find a clever place somewhere.
Nikes. Okay,
so... Not only that, we've seen the pictures, and I don't see anything in the pictures that suggest that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the body of the car is going to come like in a suitcase. Like I don't know how that one piece.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at it, and there's between the chrome runners on the bottom and the chrome trim on all the windows, we could theoretically get the body in at least 3 parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
To here. Okay, that hose goes into here.
The front... Okay. So... we have the hood. We have the bit that goes... the headlights that goes under the hood already.
Right,
The front sides, left and right, I think, because that's where the hood can go. So those... And I'm looking back to the door, and I can see at the driver's side door, there's a little, like you can see the gap running down the side where the door is. That makes sense. And then just at the bottom, it goes a little bit further. Oh yeah, and I can see past the running plate that it continues there. So I think and up above, it's the chrome around the window.
Oh,
no, that's too
that
far
part.
up.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the front windshield and the driver's side windshield have like chrome trim around them, and there's no gap between them. And that looks like a real good place if you want to put like a strut with a cut that you just screw together later.
All right, so it could be coming in
separate doors, separate hood, separate front, right and left. And then, yeah, again, haven't looked to see if there's a picture of the... Oh, yep, wait, there's a picture of the back! Same thing, so the last door, the passenger door behind the driver's door, it's got that same seam down below. There's a seam for the wheel cover. That may or may not be separate. And then you got the sides with the fins. The fins are separated, so you got the left and right fins on the back, and then the left and right back fins. The back door. Yeah, I think we're getting the body in a bunch of different pieces. That's just my guess right now.
All right, well that's good.
And somewhere's Dustin Milne, if he's finished already, it's like, oh yeah, it's totally in 8 pieces.
It's in 20 pieces. Yeah,
20 pieces. Hey guys.
All right. Well, that's
not how he talks, but.
No. But hey, so there's stages 16 and 17. There it is. And next time we do this, we will have video some way, somehow, I promise.
Don't wait another minute. Pick up your phone and call the professionals. Go, stoppers! I'm sorry, we'll do it again.
We want to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail on our call-in line at 470-242-4742. That's 4702-GBHQIC. We also have a Facebook page.
You do?
And Twitter accounts.
Brent is dead.
No kidding. Just give me the address.
Search Facebook for
The Ghostbusters Interdimensional Cross Trip.
On Twitter, look for Troy at Ghostbusters HQ and Chris at Proton Charger.
What the hell are you doing?
If you like what you hear, please take a moment to give us a review on iTunes. Be sure to recommend us to your friends.
That makes good sense. Don't wait another minute. Pick up your phone and call the professionals.
Once again, our call-in line is 4702-GBHQIC.
That ought to do it. Thanks very much, Ray.
All right, Chris. Well, we're back to our audio-only format here.
Yeah.
which is a refreshing change. I'm okay with that.
It worked for 5 years. I don't know why we're complaining.
What are we doing anyway? But what do you got in terms of final thoughts this week?
Sort of getting close on last call. If you want to send in a Halloween shout out to your pals for the
Well, yeah, next week is the episode. So yeah, this is if you don't have your shout out in, get it to Chris now if you're listening to this. Just do it.
A to the sap.
Yeah.
Yo.
Please do it.
Other than that, I don't really got much of anything. I like I said, it's just the Halloween time of year. I'm just trying to get into the Halloween time of year. Also trying to finish. We did a little project at work. We're working on another tabletop game, and we actually, interestingly enough, because it's the COVID era and no gaming conventions are happening, and even in town or friends, it's hard to kind of get people together to playtest and all that. We started wringing our hands. How are we going to playtest? Oh, no. And then we started working on a digital version, to which we said, instead of just test version, why don't we actually make this a playable version too? So that probably even before Halloween, I may actually be able to make mention of what it is. And it's not a big, long project. It's come together quite quickly, and yeah, it's people can play it, but we'll also then spend our time listening to people's feedback as they play it at home too. We think it's pretty solid, but we know full well that part of this whole thing is it's good. We think it's really good, and obviously we'll get it out into the world, and there's room for people for feedback. So
nice. Oh, that's fantastic, and that's something you're working on right now. I know you're in crunch time on it, so good luck, man. Yeah, get it all done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'm just getting in my Halloween movies where I can. Bought my 4-inch diameter, 10-foot long white PVC sewer pipe to run down my front steps as a candy chute.
Candy chute. Candy
not,
luge. Yeah.
I am not giving up on. I'm maintaining Halloween as much as I can. I'm bummed by it, man. The more I think about it, I've said it before too, right? Like, I'm just not comfortable with the idea that for certain kids at a certain age, they're supposed to be having like a magical Halloween experience like we did, and they're kind of not getting it. And not only that, it comes with a healthy dose of fear based on real scary stuff instead of the pretend stuff that we used to have fun
engineered.
with.
Yeah.
So I really, like I said, the neighborhood's kind of mixed on what they're going to do and all that, but nobody said no, and we all know what the safety protocols are. So I got my slide, and I'm going to get that out there, and I got the bag so we can put multiple pieces. And I don't think we're going to do the masses numbers that we've had in previous years.
No, I'm sure not. Yeah,
but that's okay. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get her done, and I think actually it's a benefit that's a Saturday, because I think kids have more time to spend the day, amping themselves up about Halloween. They get to, depending on their situation and what neighborhood they're in, they'll get to do a little bit of, trick or treating. I think parents will probably be happier that they're not getting the amount of candy they normally get anyways, because my God, I've seen what Thomas brings home, and I'm like, no child needs this much. And then stay home. There's no school the next day. Other than New Year's, it's one of those nights where the parents can say, yeah, for as long as your little eyes can stay open, stay up and watch Hocus Pocus. Or Thomas wants to watch Hubie Halloween.
Oh, the Sandler movie. Yeah,
I know it's PG, and I know a lot of people are like, this is dumb, and I'm like, that sounds like a movie to watch with a child.
It really does.
That's
the way to go.
It sounds like a movie that kids are probably going to love.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. We'll watch that on Halloween Eve. Oh, stupid hose! Sorry, I just blew the illusion. You finished, and I was going to pretend I did.
Yeah,
I'm still finishing the hoses.
I saw us coming around to time, and I was like, we can just wrap things up. Final
thoughts. Send me your say hellos, Happy New Year's. Well, not Happy New Year's. Just send your things, man.
Get all the holidays in now. Just do it.
Do it.
But yeah, and I promise next time around we'll have some video to accompany these Eaglemoss builds. But
the little hose connector came off. What?
Oh no!
I can glue that back on.
Well, that's our cue, everybody, to say good.
That's it.
If anything else could possibly
spit
go
on me
wrong.
enough. Technological night. All right.
Aye. All right. Well, next week, hopefully less technological gremlins and more chatting, and we'll get through it some way, somehow. We'll see you all on the other side.